Tonight, as you lie in bed, you might hear a faint creak in the hallway. Your heart rate spikes instantly. Your muscles tense up and your breath becomes shallow. You stare into the darkness, searching for a threat that isn't there. Why does your body react as if a predator is in the room? You are perfectly safe in a locked house. Yet, you feel a primal, paralyzing terror. But the true answer is much stranger than you think. For 99.9% of human existence, the dark was not a room in a suburban house. It was a vast, silent void where things actually wanted to eat you. Back then, a creak wasn't a settling floorboard. It was the snap of a twig under the paw of a leopard. Your ancestors lived in a world where being too relaxed meant death. They didn't have walls, locks, or flashlights. They only had their senses and a brain programmed to assume the worst. If they saw a shadow and thought it was a bush, but it was a lion, they died. If they saw a bush and thought it was a lion, they lived to tell the story. Evolution doesn't care if you are happy or calm. It only cares that you survive long enough to pass on your genes. This is why your brain is a paranoid survival machine. It is constantly scanning for patterns that might represent a threat. Psychologist Jesse Baring notes that we are hardwired for superstition. Our brains prefer to see a ghost where there is only wind. This is called agent detection. It is an ancient survival mechanism that kept us alive on the savannah. But then, everything changed. We built cities. We invented electricity. We conquered the predators that used to hunt us in the night. The Industrial Revolution moved us from the wild into concrete boxes. Suddenly, the physical threats were gone, but the software remained. Your brain is still running a program from 50,000 years ago. It hasn't received the update for the 21st century. Research from the University of Würzburg shows that our fear circuits are remarkably stable. The amygdala, the almond-shaped alarm in your brain, doesn't know you have a security system. It doesn't know that monsters aren't real. It only knows that darkness equals danger. When you feel that irrational anxiety about the future, or a ghost, or a shadow, it isn't a flaw. It is actually your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is trying to protect you from a world that no longer exists. You aren't crazy or weak for feeling afraid. You are simply a modern human trapped in an ancient biological script. The aha moment comes when you realize the problem isn't you. The problem is the mismatch between your environment and your evolution. Your anxiety is just a false positive from a system that is too good at its job. We live in the safest time in human history. Yet, we are the most anxious species to ever walk the earth. We pay for our safety with a constant, low-level hum of dread. Is the comfort of the modern world worth the price of a brain that never sleeps? Tonight, when you hear that creak, remember, it's just your ancestors trying to save your life. But in a world without lions, who is going to save you from your own mind? Why are you still running from shadows that have no teeth? The true ghost in the room isn't under the bed. It is the 50,000-year-old brain inside your skull. Will you ever be able to turn off the alarm? Or are we destined to be afraid of things that don't exist forever? Tonight, as you lie in bed, you might hear a faint creak in the hallway, but now you know the truth behind the fear.